Baba Vanga, the famous blind Bulgarian mystic, has had many predictions attributed to her. Though it's important to note that many of these claims are not well documented, and sometimes even made up after the fact. However, based on popular reports and interpretations of her prophecies, here's what is often said about country trees rising or collapsing according to Baba Vanga. Russia. She allegedly predicted that Russia would become the lord of the world after a great conflict. She supposedly said Russia would rise while Europe would fall into decline and turmoil. Baba Vanga, the famous Bulgarian mystic often dubbed the Nostradamus of the Balkans, is credited with a prophecy suggesting that Russia, under Vladimir Putin's leadership, would rise to global dominance. This prediction, reportedly made during a 1979 interview with writer Valentin Sidorov, includes the statement, "All will thaw, as if ice, only one remain untouched. Vladimir's glory, the glory of Russia. Too much it is brought in a victim. Nobody can stop Russia. All will be removed by her from the way, and not only will be kept, but also become the lord of the world." The prophecy suggests that while other nations may decline or face turmoil, Russia would remain resilient and ascend to unmatched global power. In light of current events, some interpret this prediction as echoing Russia's assertive foreign policies and growing influence in global affairs. Europe. She foresaw that Europe would be almost empty, suffering from economic collapse, social unrest, and possible wars. She envisioned a scenario where Europe would become almost empty, plagued by economic collapse, social unrest, and devastating wars. Vanga's predictions suggest that Europe would face a severe financial crisis around 2024 to 2025, leading to widespread hardship and social unrest across the continent. This economic turmoil is anticipated to disrupt the continent's stability, potentially resulting in political upheaval and societal challenges, devastating wars, and population decline. In addition to economic challenges, Vanga foresaw a catastrophic war in Europe that could lead to significant devastation and population loss. This conflict is expected to have long-lasting effects, reshaping the continent's political and social landscape. Vanga also predicted that Europe would experience a succession of natural disasters, including destructive earthquakes, resulting in extensive casualties and damage. These environmental catastrophes would further exacerbate the continent's challenges, contributing to the envisioned desolation. While these predictions are subject to interpretation and debate, they paint a grim picture of Europe's potential future, emphasizing the importance of preparedness and resilience in the face of adversity. United States. Some interpretations say she foresaw the decline of America, hinting at political division, internal collapse, or loss of global power. Marked by deepening internal political divisions and a possible loss of its superpower status. One of her most widely discussed predictions is the claim that the 44th U.S. president would be the country's last. Many interpreted this as referring to Barack Obama, suggesting that his presidency would be followed by major changes in the nation's political structure or global influence. Although the U.S. has elected presidents since Obama, the prophecy continues to spark debate about America's shifting role on the world stage. Vanga also predicted that the United States would face internal turmoil, potentially escalating into civil unrest. She mentioned growing divisions between the northern and southern states, hinting at a revival of regional tensions that could strain national unity. In her visions, Vanga anticipated a major shift in global power dynamics, one in which the United States would lose its dominant position. She suggested that nations in the East would rise in influence, contributing to the emergence of a new world order. China. Some claims suggest she hinted that China would rise as a new economic and military power, possibly becoming the next superpower. One of Baba Vanga's most striking predictions was that China would overtake the United States to become the next global superpower. a forecast that aligns with China's remarkable economic growth in recent decades. Beyond economic dominance, her prophecies have been interpreted to suggest that China's rise would coincide with major global transformations. Some interpretations even go as far as connecting her predictions to speculative events, including the possible arrival of extraterrestrial life following China's ascent. Middle East. There are mentions that she predicted unrest and wars in Middle Eastern countries, leading to migrations and instability. Baba Vanga reportedly made predictions concerning the Middle East, with a particular focus on Syria. She allegedly foresaw that the fall of Syria would serve as a trigger for a major global conflict. According to her prophecy, the collapse of Syria would precede a significant war between Western and Eastern powers. She is said to have declared, "When Syria falls, a great war between the West and the East will follow. In the spring, a conflict will ignite in the East, leading to a Third World War, a war that will destroy the West." This prediction has drawn renewed attention in light of recent developments in Syria, where rebel groups have taken control of key regions, leading to growing instability within the regime. Vanga's warnings about the Middle East highlight the broader regional unrest and its global implications. The ongoing conflicts have resulted in widespread displacement and humanitarian crises, affecting neighboring countries and contributing to worldwide challenges related to migration and security. India. In some interpretations, India is seen as a future economic powerhouse, especially regarding technological advancements. While direct references to India in Baba Vanga's documented prophecies are limited, many interpretations of her visions suggest that India is poised to play an increasingly significant role in the global arena, particularly in the realms of technology and economics. Vanga's predictions for the late 2020s and beyond portray a world transformed by technological breakthroughs, including the rise of artificial intelligence and advancements in space exploration. India's rapidly growing tech sector and achievements in space missions, such as Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan, mirror these themes of innovation and progress. With ongoing initiatives in digital transformation, India is positioning itself as a potential global leader in the tech industry. Amid shifting global power dynamics, her prophecies are often seen as pointing to the emergence of new influential nations. India's sustained economic growth, favorable demographics, and strategic efforts like Make in India and Digital India contribute to its increasing global clout. Many analysts believe that India's ability to navigate complex geopolitical challenges could further solidify its status as a rising economic powerhouse. Africa. There are loose claims that she saw Africa emerging as a powerful, resource-rich continent in the distant future. Although Baba Vanga's documented prophecies contain few direct references to Africa, many interpretations of her visions point to a significant future role for the continent, especially in the realms of economic and technological growth. Some believe Vanga foresaw Africa rising as a powerful, resource-rich region in the distant future. This interpretation aligns with current trends. Africa is experiencing notable economic growth, fueled by its vast natural resources and a young, rapidly expanding population. Increasingly, economists and global leaders recognize Africa's potential to emerge as a major economic force on the world stage. Technologically, Africa is undergoing a rapid transformation. Innovations in mobile technology, financial technology, fintech, and renewable energy are reshaping the continent's digital landscape. Projects like the 2Africa undersea cable aim to boost internet connectivity across the region, accelerating digital inclusion and economic progress. Africa is also making significant strides in sustainable development and urban planning. The growth of greener cities and investments in renewable energy are helping to redefine its infrastructure and environmental impact. These advancements support the vision of Africa as a resilient, innovative, and future-ready continent. But again, be cautious. Many so-called Baba Vanga predictions are backfilled, made up after major events, and not verifiable from her actual words. She didn't leave behind a lot of written records. Most of her predictions come from second-hand or even third-hand sources. Here are some Baba Vanga attributed predictions for 2025 and beyond, especially regarding countries, conflicts, and shifts of power. 2025, Europe will be empty. This is often interpreted as a reference to war, mass migration, economic collapse, or even something like a devastating event. Some believe she hinted at major conflicts breaking out that would reshape Europe drastically. 2028. Energy revolution. A new source of energy will be discovered, possibly solar energy advancements, and hunger will start to be eradicated. Manned missions to Venus are supposedly predicted, although many scientists doubt this timeline. 2033, polar ice caps will melt significantly due to climate change, causing the oceans to rise and flood many coastal cities. 2043, Muslims will rule Europe, a claim many link to rising migration and cultural changes, though it's also seen as symbolic rather than literal. 2046, cloning of human organs will become a standard medical procedure. Health will improve dramatically worldwide. 2066. The USA will use a climate weapon against Rome, Italy, possibly linked to a war involving religion or ideology. This sounds very sci-fi, but is often cited in interpretations. 2076. Classless society. Communism will return globally, and national borders will disappear. 2084. Nature will be reborn, vague, interpreted as major environmental healing or possibly a reset after human disasters. 2100. Artificial suns will illuminate dark areas of the planet, linked to theoretical projects like the artificial sun energy experiments happening today in China and Europe. Summary of rise and collapse based on her timeline. Russia rises as a superpower. Europe collapses into ruin or major transformation. United States struggles, faces inner conflict and disasters, but still plays a major role. China and parts of Africa rise economically and technologically. Middle East remains unstable but shifts influence globally. Global society becomes more unified by the end of the century. No borders, new systems.